them be your ship captain's mother. Let them chase that ocean gray, and in the red dawn of a waiting storm, let them cast their lives away. Let them be your foot soldier's mother. Let them hear that bugle call, and on the cold ground of a foreign shore, let them rise only to fall. Them be the cold miner's mother, who forget the light of day, and in the black heart of those southern mines, let them toil.
楽しみですね。
なんかもう門構えっていうの、ここからすごい高級感がある。
Cause I was in your dreams last night.
最初そのままキャビア乗ってる部分食べてもらうとキャビアの味。
that you're wasting my time. Too many secret tears, regrets are fast and loud. Too many secret fears. Well, I'm not scared now of a better life. A better life has been waiting for me all this time, disguised as opportunities for me to feel a sense of peace at night and be unafraid of all that I've become. Everything I've done is building me a better life. It's true, I'm not getting any younger these days. They aren't getting any longer, so I'll say what needs said before I'm dead and gone. It's never long. Better life has been waiting for me all this time, disguised as opportunities for me to feel a sense of peace at night and be unafraid of all that I.
今日はビュッフェなんで
いっぱい食べました。
いっぱい食べよ
なんか噂によると3種類のキャビアがある
うねえそれ楽しみ。